Today we are talking about the power rule of exponents. So the first thing we should cover is what is the power rule? When does it apply? So the power rule is going to be when we see a problem like this example, when we're raising a power to a power. In this example, it tells us to evaluate 2 to the second to the third power. So we have an inside exponent, or a number that exponent that's in parentheses, being raised to an outside exponent. So similar to how we solved multiplication and division, the first thing we're going to do is expand and evaluate this. Then we'll be able to come up with a shortcut. So to expand and evaluate this, we are going to do, see, we have 2 to the second raised to the third. I see how we have an exponent of 3 on the outside. So just like I'm used to doing, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 spaces. I'm going to put my base inside each of those spaces. Okay. Going on a little more, I notice that in each of my spaces I have 2 to the second. So I am going to write out this a little further. I'm going to say 2 to the second means I have, let's actually switch colors there. 2 to the second means I have something times itself, and that something is going to be the 2. I'm going to do that for all 3 of my 2 to the seconds. So again, 2 to the second and 2 to the second means I'll have something times itself here, something times itself there, times, we'll back up, this was a 2, because the base was 2 of that exponent, and here it's going to be the same thing. So there we have it. Now in the past what we did is we did, okay, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 2 is 4, so we had to have 4 times 4 times 4. But here I want us to actually use what we know about exponents. So if I look at all of this, so notice it's all multiplication. The only operation we have here is multiplication. And every number being multiplied by itself is 2. There's only 2's in there. So we have 2 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power. So we have 2 to the 6th power. Since we have 2 to the 6th, we will just use our calculator to find out what 2 to the 6th is. To do that, first we'll type in our base, which is 2. We'll use the caret button, which tells the calculator the next number that I want to put in is the exponent. So we have 2 to the 6th. Press enter. We find out that that value is 64. So there we go. We have, this is our evaluated form. 2 to the 6th is our simplified form. Now all that was pretty simple to do, but again, if we get some higher exponents in here, or a variable as the base, we need to know a shortcut that we can use. So the shortcut we can use, I put it way at the bottom of this screen. So the shortcut is, if there is a base, if there is an exponent in the base position of another exponent, you can, so again, that's when we had an exponent in the parentheses, the base parentheses, and an exponent outside of those parentheses. So we keep the base and we multiply the inside exponent by the outside for the new exponent. So if we look at that question again, we could have been much quicker with it using the shortcut method. And we need to know how to do this if we have a variable as the base. So we had 2 to the second raised to the third. Using the shortcut method, I keep the base as 2 and I multiply the exponents. So this will be 2 to the 2 times 3 power, which is 6. So it'll be, oh, not 6, 2 to the 6th power. Again, that's the same thing we had up at the top. We had 2 to the 6th power way up here, which if we evaluate, we found out equals 64. So there we have it. We can use that as long as we have a base with an exponent raised to another exponent, a power raised to a power.